Blog Talk Radio.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to Franchise Interviews, where for over 4 years we've been asking the entrepreneurs who own one. I'm your host, Marty McDermott, with my co-host, Diamond Don Johnson. And if you ever dreamed of owning your own business, then you've come to the right place. We have a great show today. Our scheduled guest couldn't call in today, so Don and I got to pick a show from one of our 194 recorded shows over the last 4 years. So today, you're going to get to hear from Jaime Brenkus of the Slim and Fit franchise opportunity. And Jaime has dedicated his life to providing time-oriented approaches to enhancing one's lifestyle through proper nutrition and fitness. And many of you know Jaime as the 8-Minute Ab Guy, and that's coming up on Franchise Interviews.
Franchise Interviews. For over 2 years now, Franchise Interviews has been giving you an up-close, behind-the-scenes look at franchising and entrepreneurship.
Through our website, franchiseinterviews.com, where you can hear and read interviews as well as get tips from some of the most successful sources in franchising.
And our weekly franchise radio show, where each week you get to hear a new interview with franchisors, franchisees, franchise authors, experts, and attorneys.
And our free franchise newsletter, which is a must-read for anyone looking to buy a franchise.
And don't forget to listen to our podcast, Great Quotes in Franchising. For more information, go to franchiseinterviews.com or call us at 610-905-2919.
That's 610-905-2919.
Blog Talk Radio.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to Franchise Interviews, where we're asking the entrepreneur who owns one. I'm your host, Marty McDermott, with my co-host, Don Johnson. And if you've ever dreamed of owning your own business, you've come to the right place. We have a great show today. We're meeting with Jaime Brenkus of the Slim and Fit franchise opportunity. And Jaime is America's premier weight loss coach and fitness trainer. Jaime's dedicated his life to providing time-oriented approaches to enhancing one's lifestyle through proper nutrition and fitness. And that's coming up in segment 2 of Franchise Interviews. So stick around because we got a great show.
Are you one of those special people who are willing to go after your dreams and goals? Are you ready to fulfill that dream of owning your own business with the security of a proven brand? The opportunity to take control of your future and own a Rita's Italian Ice franchise is within your reach.
Rita's is seeking success-oriented individuals who are ready to make a change in their life, and Rita's offers unparalleled training and support to assure your success. And did you know the frozen treat industry is a recession-proof industry, and there are Rita's in 23 states currently with 540 stores open. Rita's Italian Ice has been around for 25 years and is listed as a top-performing franchise by the Wall Street Journal.
Now here's the really good part. Rita's Italian Ice is a unique and amazing taste treat. It's smoother than a snow cone, and it combines ice with real fresh fruit. The real fruit adds dramatically to the taste, and it comes in over 40 flavors. The ice and fruit are mixed on site and made fresh daily, and it is delicious.
You'll want to know more about this exciting and successful franchise opportunity. Go to www.ownaritas.com and get all your questions answered. That's www.ownaritas.com to take control of your dreams and future today. You don't want to wait any longer to be a part of this adventure. www.ownaritas.com.
Who's helping build America one small business at a time? Franchise Inc., a free consulting service.
For years, Franchise Inc., a national company, has been helping people franchise their business concept and help folks like you own a franchise.
With over 2,500 franchise systems out there, it can be awfully confusing. Don't take chances with your future. At Franchise Inc., we've done the homework for you. We can help match your interest and background with the franchise that's right for you. And we only work with proven franchise systems with a solid reputation and track record of success.
The consultants at Franchise Inc. can help you with your short and long-term wealth strategy.
Give us a call today and we'll send you free our best-selling book, Solving the Puzzle of Owning a Franchise.
Remember, it's not just owning a franchise, but finding the right one for you. Call us at 800-961-0420 for a quick consultation to discuss what's important to you, your business, and your future.
The service is free. The book is free. What do you have to lose? Find the business that's right for you.
Call Franchise Inc. at 800-961-0420. That's Franchise Inc. at 800-961-0420.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Franchise Interviews, where we're asking the entrepreneur who owns one. I'm your host, Marty McDermott, with my co-host, Don Johnson. And if you've ever dreamed of owning your own business, then you've come to the right place. How you doing today, Don? Welcome back.
I'm doing fine today, Marty. How are you?
Good, good. Beautiful day here in Pennsylvania. Nice fall day. You know, leaves are changing, and really pretty here today.
Yeah, good. I think it's well documented. It's my favorite time of the year.
Oh, absolutely. After 3 years of doing this show, right? Our listeners, I think, know us, you know. So, yeah, absolutely. Our last show, Don, we met with Andy Kuchara. It's a nice Irish name, Vice President of Franchise Operations for the Zips franchise opportunity. And Zips is reinventing the dry cleaning industry to appeal to the fast food generation. Zips is a cash-only prepaid business. Every garment, every time is only $1.99. Thought it was an interesting concept, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, definitely. I mean, low price, quick service.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like it was obvious to franchise this type of concept. It's a $7 to $9 billion industry, and
right.
I guess to a certain extent, especially at that low price, even recession resistant. People have to clean, get their clothes cleaned.
Yeah, Andy was kind of funny, wasn't he? He said, do you still get your clothes clean even though there's a recession? And the answer is, of course. It's one of those things that you really just can't skimp upon, So, absolutely. And dry cleaning is I know every time we go to the dry cleaner, it's always, I hope my dry cleaner's not listening, but it's a painful experience, It's just,
right.
It's so expensive, So, yeah, I'd love to have a Zips close by. He was talking about, I don't know if you remember, we always try to ask, who are your franchisees? And he was saying that one of his franchisees was worked for the IRS. So I did a little research. I went on and I found an article on the Washington Post. Listen to this. This was advice from a Zips franchisee. It says, what fascinates me most about the Zips franchise opportunity is how it fits into the Casillos, that's the franchisees, rules for business that they want to own, which Teresa, she's the one who worked for the IRS, had gleaned while auditing companies for the Internal Revenue Service. She says this. She says, first, stay away from businesses selling perishable goods. A down utility line can ruin a freezer full of food. Second, avoid businesses that require lots of inventory, like clothing or liquor stores, where the owner must buy goods up front and then hold them until sold. I thought that was some pretty good advice. She says, finally, own a business where you can get paid before you do the work, which means you don't have a chance of chasing the customer down, So it's kind of interesting because Zips is cash only. Everything is up front. So
right.
Kind of interesting. I thought they were a unique concept. I expect a lot from them. I'd like to have them back next year, and perhaps we'll even have the Casillos on the show.
Right. Or like we always try to have a successful franchisee.
Sure, absolutely. So pretty interesting. So good. Yeah, it was a good show. What do we got going on today, Don?
Well, we're having Jaime Brenkus on. He's America's premier weight loss coach and fitness trainer. I met Jaime over the summer. Great guy.
Story, yeah.
He's been in the industry about 24 years. He's put together some programs nationally known, so we're excited to have him tell us about the Slim and Fit model and, in the future.
Yeah, Jamie's a celebrity too. I mean, it's so it's a privilege to have him on the show today.
Yeah, he's probably going to make us feel guilty that we're out of shape.
Yeah, well, that's why we're doing radio, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. So looking forward to that.
And then, like we've discussed, we're coming up on our 3-year 150th show in a couple of weeks.
Could you imagine that? I mean, that's just incredible. I mean, it does seem like yesterday that we started this whole thing, and here we are, a library of it's going to be over 150 shows.
Right.
Over 150 hours. Could you imagine that? It's a
lot
of
content. On the air. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it really is. And I've said this a dozen times, but if you were to listen to our show from show number 1 to present moment, you'll know more about franchising than anyone on the planet Earth. I'm excited. I mean, we have a lot of, guests for that particular show. I mean, we'll have, the guys from Franchise Times call in. We're going to have one of my idols and mentors, Dr. John P. Hayes. He, I would say he probably knows more about franchising than anyone on the planet Earth, Don. He speaks at the IFA convention every year, and it's just an incredible speaker, just very, very knowledgeable. He's going to be talking about some exciting things that he's doing in franchising as well. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Good.
Make the show.
Yeah.
That's going to be a 2-hour show, so just make sure you have lots of coffee that day and get pumped up.
As we get into the end of the year now, it's just really incredible. We've got other great shows lined up. You and I will be doing some type of year-end show, capping
we'll
the
do
year
a year-end
in franchising.
summary. I was thinking, too, we were talking about, doing like a 12 days of franchising kind of thing, as we get closer to Christmas. Every day we'll, play shows from, a new category. Like we have a whole library of, let's say, automotive franchises and business consulting franchises and restaurant franchises.
Senior care, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so much we can do, So we talked about that last year. I mean, this year we have so much material. I think we're going to do something like that. I think that'll be a lot of fun. So it'll be kind of called the 12 days of franchising, and as we get closer to, Christmas, we'll run it to Christmas Eve. So I think that'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
And I know you had a couple interesting articles that we didn't even get to last week. We're always pressed for time when we do the show.
Right, yeah. Here's something, Marty, blackenterprise.com, 20 recession-resistant franchises by Tennille Robinson. By the time Donnie Pitchford told anyone what she had done, it was too late. The store was already built. There was no turning back, she says. Owner and operator of a Jamaica, New York-based Subway franchise, Pitchford took the leap into franchising back in June of 2005. Of course, she had no idea she would soon land smack in the middle of one of the most severe economic downturns since the Great Depression. Historically, franchising has been the business model that has gone up during economic downturn, says Miriam Brewer, the IFA Director of Education and Diversity, who points to the franchising industry successfully going in and coming out of the technology recession of 2002. But this particular economic downturn is very different from others that we have seen, she says. With outside factors such as credit crunch and housing crisis, businesses of all sizes are struggling to keep their doors open. It's not all doom and gloom. In fact, certain industries are faring well in this climate. In many cases, franchising is the best avenue for tapping into them. Black Enterprise, working closely with the IFA, as well as the Virginia-based franchise research firm Fran Data, looked into those industries to uncover 20 recession-resistant franchises that are not only outperforming now, but are posed to generate returns well after the long-awaited economic recovery arrives.
Wow.
That was a long setup for the article here.
Yeah, you keep me hanging. It's like you got me in suspense. I'm like, okay, what are they?
They talk about 6 franchising industries. One is automotive repair.
Yeah, and we've seen that, right? I mean, you would probably agree with that, wouldn't you? I mean, again, the automotive franchises that we've had on the show, I mean, some of them have said some pretty interesting things, that people are keeping their cars longer today, instead of going out and buy a new car.
Right.
So that kind of, I thought that kind of made sense. I think 1-800-RADIATOR was the one that comes to mind when you mention that. So, yeah, they mentioned that on the show.
And it's something you need. If your car breaks down, you're not going to, you have to get it done. There's just some industries, like eating, like getting your dry cleaning, whatever.
Well, oil change, too. We had that great oil change franchise.
Express, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great concept, And again, if people are keeping their cars longer, which is true, they're going to take care of it, so they're going to get their oil changed more frequently. So, yeah.
Right. Also, business-related services, child-related, healthcare, quick service restaurants, and maintenance services that boast performance value and sustainable categories. So those are kind of the 6 categories. And it says experts will vouch that no franchise is recession-proof and outcomes aren't guaranteed, but with due diligence and strategic planning, you can embark on an entrepreneurial venture during these challenging times with confidence and be optimistic that when the economy turns, it will be in your favor. First, quick service. An avid customer already, Pitchford, going back to the lady with the Subway, it was the perfect opportunity to be her own boss. It allowed me an affordable entry point, says the 38-year-old. I didn't know how to build a store, but the system's already there for you. You're able to align yourself with a known brand. She had $70,000 in savings. She had a job as a physician assistant. She got some money off her home equity and opened up the business. And so she's doing pretty well. And they go on and they say you can never go wrong picking the right food company, says Reva Lasansky, a small business and franchising consultant and author of Start Your Own Business.
Right.
She agrees that quick service chains are standouts during this recessionary period. And they mentioned Subway and McDonald's are able to provide franchisees with national marketing and advertising backing. So there's
That's
a
true.
couple.
I mean, look at the Super Bowl, or like a World Series. I mean, you'll see commercials for Subway.
Right.
So it is true. I mean, that's just something that Joe Subs is not able to do. So yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and we've read that on prior shows. Instead of maybe someone going and a family spending a little bit more money on a dinner, they might just quickly pick up a pizza or maybe go to some place like a McDonald's. It's just the way it is. It's people just don't have as much money. Next one, automotive repair. There's no question that the automotive industry has seen better days, but despite the woes of automakers and their dealerships, general auto repair services have been faring well. Automotive, from a demand standpoint, has to do with lifestyle, says Darrell Johnson, president of FranData, who points out that big-ticket items often aren't updated during recessionary times. Consumers are not willing to make those major investments, and being unwilling to make major investments leads to greater frequency of maintenance. They talk about AMCO Transmission as a company has shown growth in the last 3 years. Another is the $1.1 billion auto maintenance and repair chain Midas, which is well known nationwide, which is currently targeting display service centers, dealers, and employees of those automotive dealerships that have closed or in the process of closing. So some of the strong get stronger. When I see a lot of maybe mom-and-pop type places with some good highway locations, an AMCO or a Midas are going right in and taking those locations and, I guess, benefiting from it.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of those stories, haven't we? I mean, the whole location factor. I mean, sometimes it is critical with certain businesses, and some of them are having a field day now. I mean, they're not going to get this opportunity again. As the economy starts bouncing back, and it is right now as we're speaking, I think you're going to see that the location factor is going to get tough again. So of course there's ups and downs of any type of situation, but right now location has been a great thing for a lot of these types of businesses, but that's not going to last much longer. So,
third category, Marty, healthcare. The aging U.S. population has turned the healthcare industry into one of the fastest-growing parts of the economy, according to the U.S. Department of Labor. Although there are several variations, the category showing the most growth is home health care and services. FranData reports an average 3-year franchise unit growth of 42%, the largest increase of all categories. They mention Always Best Care, who we had on the show. A couple other places are Comfort Care and Regency Senior Care. And just in the health care, category, even someone like today's show, Jamie from Slim and Fit. I mean, how the health industry in general.
Yeah, I know. It's just the industry just keeps. When you look at the numbers, I mean, it just keeps going up and up and up and up. It's growing exponentially. It's not a slow growth. Even that gentleman that we had on, was it 2 or 3 weeks ago? Was it Express Medical Transporters? I mean, talk about being innovative. I mean, that guy, he didn't get into the senior care. You see a lot more senior care franchises today than you did 10 years ago, and he's doing something a little different. I mean, he's transporting the senior market from point A to point B, and I think he's the only one that's doing it right now. So he just has so much business, he can't even keep up.
Right, yeah, he's going to have some nice growth.
Yeah.
Next category, child-related franchises. In certain areas, consumers are likely to make compromises and opt for fewer frills to avoid a big hit to their budget. However, child care is not one of those areas. That makes for a recession-resistant franchise. What you are seeing because of that reality is a continued expansion. There are indications in this recession of strength in this sector, says Johnson. Child tutoring and supplemental education services have ballooned in recent years into a $69 billion industry, according to IBIS World Research. It's one of the fastest-growing segments of the kids market. Who notes the biggest clients are parents of tweens. If you have a kid and you're not doing well in school, good economy or bad, you have to get them help. They mentioned Kumon, Math and Reading, Sylvan Learning, also Huntington Learning Centers, a couple of the leading franchises doing well during these times.
Next week we're having on, I don't know if you know anything about this franchise, and I should know more about them. You know, when I first heard about them, I was very impressed. Was it Mathnasium? I think they're on our show next week, actually. I should mention that to you, so that's going to be interesting. I think that's in sync with what you're saying.
Good, and we had Tutor Doctor on in the past.
That's right. I mean, your children are something that you really just aren't going to skimp on, are you? I mean, it does make sense what they're saying.
Tax preparation services. Many of the franchises in this industry capitalize on the simple fact they provide a service that people either cannot or do not want to do themselves. The two biggest players are H&R Block and Jackson Hewitt. Both showed some nice growth in 2009. Significantly smaller than its sector leaders, Liberty Tax Service has grown by 20% since 2005. And about 10% of its 2,800 units are black-owned. There's also Ronnie Deutsch Tax Centers. It's just It's just a pretty popular category. And a service that also people need to get done. It's
yeah. I mean, there's not a choice. I mean, one thing certain is death and taxes. I mean, so yeah. I mean, and what I love about that industry is this, that the laws are changing every year. Not that I love that, but I mean, if you're in that particular business, I think it makes it easier for you to pick up new clients, because the tax laws can be very, very confusing.
Right, they're changing. Good point. Last one, disaster restoration. Not knowing when a natural or man-made disaster will strike doesn't bother Carolyn Irving Powell, because she and her team are always prepared. The 49-year-old wife and mother of two purchased a ServPro disaster restoration and recovery franchise back in 2005 after relocating. She wanted a fresh start. She says, I worked part-time, mostly babysat, but I wanted to do something else. Says Powell, who worked 12 years in the accounting department of Sprint Nextel headquarters. After extensive research, she selected ServPro because she liked that they had a proven method of running a business. ServPro services include fire and water damage cleanup, restoration, and do a few other things. So, that type of category, maintenance services. But the six we just talked about, quick service restaurants, automotive repair, healthcare, child-related franchises, especially in children's education, tax preparation services, and the sixth one is disaster restoration, mentioning some leaders in their respective industries.
Yeah, it's a great article, and it is amazing how it's so in sync with what we've been saying on the show, isn't it? So that's a great article, yeah. Good. We'll have to post a link on our website and on our show page to that particular article, so our listeners can print it out if they want.
Definitely.
Good job, Don, and we're going to bring Jamie in just a minute. We'll run some quick commercials, and we'll be right back with more franchise interviews.
Big Mouth!
Okay, you've got my attention.
It's a rare event in the world of franchising when an opportunity comes your way that can and will thrive in almost any economic environment. It's here, and its name is Big Mouth Advertising.
Big Mouth.
BMA is a leader in the exciting world of mobile media advertising. Why is mobile media advertising able to defy the economic cycles? The answer is obvious. In times of economic weakness, advertising is crucial for survival as the consumer dollar is scarce and the competition fierce. What is mobile media? It's the newest and fastest growing segment in the advertising world. Mobile media brings the message directly to the consumer. Mobile media goes to the consumer in traffic, where he eats and where he plays. It quite simply cannot be turned off or thrown out. And when you join the Big Mouth team as a franchisee, you are joining the best. The Big Mouth advantage is simple and successful. We invest in a strong infrastructure and in great people. As a franchisee, you have access to this entire system, including telemarketing, sales maximization, general and administrative support, design and creative services, even billing and collection services. All you need is a mobile media vehicle, a driver, and the willingness to create a financially sound and limitless business for yourself. There are no long-term leases to sign, no expensive build-outs, no office personnel to hire. You will be part of the Big Mouth advertising community and share its entire website and reception services, as well as its complete back-office services. This virtual office guarantees you the freedom to close those sales that will make you a success. We are so proud of our successes that we have voluntarily disclosed our revenue statements. Now, how many other franchises are doing that? Even in these historically rough financial times, Big Mouth Advertising has become a dominant force in the mobile media industry. Join the Big Mouth team and take the first step toward financial freedom. Please call Ron at 888-98-GO-BIG. That's 888-98-GO-BIG. Big Mouth! Need a business loan? Talk to Diamond Financial Services, the experts in franchise financing nationwide. Whether you're looking to start a franchise, acquire an existing franchise, or expand your territory through opening new locations, Diamond Financial stands by your side start to finish. From pre-qualification to packaging and presenting your application to securing a financial commitment and through the loan closing process, Diamond Financial is there. While you're waiting, thousands of others are making their financial dreams come true. Don't wait any longer. Pre-qualify now by completing a confidential, no-obligation financial analysis. Let's face it, traditional banks just aren't in the business of financing small business. At Diamond Financial, we specialize in securing franchise loans from $100,000 to $3 million and equipment leasing up to $150,000. Let us help you get started. Go to www.franchisefunding.net or call 877-508-2274. That's franchisefunding.net, 877-508-2274.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Franchise Interviews, where we're asking the Franchipreneur who owns one. I'm your host, Marty McDermott, with my co-host, Don Johnson. And if you've ever dreamed of owning your own business, then you've come to the right place. Today's show is being brought to you by Franchise Times Magazine. Franchise Times is the only publication that targets both franchisors and multi-unit franchisees. And as we were saying earlier, Don, we have a great show today. We're meeting with Jaime Brenkus of the Slim and Fit Franchise Opportunity. And Jaime is America's premier weight loss coach and fitness trainer. Jaime has dedicated his life to providing time-oriented approaches to enhancing one's lifestyle through proper nutrition and fitness. Hey, Jaime, how you doing this morning?
Hey, guys, I'll tell you, great show so far, and I'm ready to get the country in great shape. How about you?
Oh, doing great today, Jaime. It's a privilege to have you on the show.
This is great. I can't wait to really dive right into this.
Thanks.
Don, Jaime, good to have you on. We're
Don,
excited about the
you?
show. I don't know if you heard earlier, but Marty and I are basically a couple of out-of-shape 40-year-olds.
Oh, no.
I said that's why we're doing radio, Jaime. We're not doing video
you
yet.
You got a face for radio, right?
There you go.
That, yeah.
There you go. Jaime, we always like to start off asking our guests where you're calling from this morning.
From the big city of Cleveland, Ohio. The Mistake on the Lake, as it's commonly known as here. But it's a great day in Cleveland. It's
nice.
45 and sunny. So gosh knows what it'll be next week. But
that's true. That's true. Enjoy it now while it lasts. I know.
Good old Midwest.
There you go.
A lot of overweight people in the Midwest, guys. That's why we planted our first franchise here.
Wow, that's fascinating. Jaime, what were you doing? How did you get involved in all this? I mean, what were you doing before starting Slim and Fit? I know you've been doing this for quite a long time now.
Gosh, yeah, Marty. I've been literally in the health and fitness business for the last 24 years. I started in Los Angeles, my own personal training business back in 1985, and things have really evolved from that based on. I figured there's only so many hours in a day, so I decided to design programs and products, and lo and behold, came up with this concept called 8-Minute Abs, and helped millions of people with it, and kind of opened up the doors for a lot of other things and consulting with other, weight loss and fitness programs that are out there. And I finally figured out that, why am I giving all this information away for nothing? Why shouldn't I just start my own thing? And that's basically what we did. And, I was working with Slim Fast and designed some of their website fitness programs, and certainly helped Kathy Ireland design her videos. Yeah. And we actually worked with Fitness Together, which is a great personal training franchise. Yeah. And I just felt that, my gosh, everybody's missing the boat out there. And I felt I have a pulse on the industry. And I said, the key is weight loss. Right. Nobody really wants to work out, let's face it, but everybody wants to lose weight. Yes. And so that's what we did. We came up with this great concept, and certainly Slim and Fit, I think, is a culmination of 24 years of experience. Yeah. And, I'm putting it to good use, and what I call, Slim and Fit across America.
It's incredible all the stuff you've done in the past. And also they made a reference to the movie There's Something About Mary about the 8-minute abs, which I remember you told me about.
Yes, with Ben Stiller. It was great when the killer was going to Miami, and he made a 2-minute spoof on it. But that's great because that's when your product resonates from a mass level, when they can make a spoof of it. So it's great advertising for nothing.
Right, he wanted to do it in 7 minutes, right?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that'll never happen.
That's incredible, yeah.
Well, I can see why, putting all this together, all your experience, everything you've done, you're nationally known. So before we talk a little bit more about Slim and Fit and how someone can benefit from the program, how a franchisee can have ownership, talk a little bit about the statistics and the weight loss. I mean, it's staggering. Just the amount of overweight people nationwide.
Oh my good God! I have to tell you, there was a report that came out in it's called IRSA. I don't know if you ever heard of IRSA, but IRSA is sort of a kind of a gold ticket to the health and fitness industry, and IRSA came out with this study basically saying that the trend is expected to continue. And we're talking about global weight loss here, right? The market's really starting to expand, so to speak. And they basically theorized that the global weight loss market will reach a staggering $586 billion by 2014. And it basically said North American market will account for 43% of all these revenues. And this market is, of course, driven by females, child obesity. It's driven by a lot of things. But I have to tell you, the fact is that there is simply no better industry in which to work or invest than this health, fitness, and weight loss industry. Trust me, it's never going away in our lifetime, guys, sadly to say. And the reason why we can honestly say this is that 4 out of 5 women say they're dissatisfied with their bodies, guys. Think about this. Yeah. And on any given day, 50% of women in the United States are on a diet. Now think about those numbers. They're staggering. Yeah. Staggering. And this is a $75 billion industry right now, currently, and it's going to explode. So I want to be positioned as that person, and I hope franchise or potential franchisees would listen to this, because I'm telling you, I have a pulse on the industry. We had a pulse on the industry, years ago when we did 8-minute abs, and now I can feel the heartbeat again, because I know what we've got. I know what's on the horizon, and I can tell you that weight loss is the key. And if you can show somebody how to do this and do it right, and not only lose weight but keep it from returning, you have a built-in business for years and years and years, and you're going to be highly, highly profitable.
I think that's a good point. There's so many fitness and weight loss programs out there, but I don't think it's oversaturated. Because look at the numbers that we just discussed on the amount of people that need this type of service, and you basically know, Jamie, obviously what people want, and that's why Slim and Fit came together. So tell us, really what you're seeing. Talking about the pulse in the industry, what people want now, people who are losing weight. What is it specifically you want, or what they want?
I think what they want, guys, really is supervision. They want professional supervision. They want an effective program that takes the least amount of time. They want lifestyle changes. They don't want something that's going to be a gimmick. They certainly need and want nutrition education. Certainly light and lifelong exercise has to be a part of it. I think people want healthy meal plans. I think they certainly want long-term maintenance. I think all these things are playing right into this idea of doing a systematic format for people that they come in because they have accountability. They come in, they see on our program, they see a Slim coach. That's why Weight Watchers was very successful, and it has always been successful. Great program. And it's great because the fact is every week somebody has to come in, they have to weigh. Okay, that's accountability. Right. Well, but you're doing it in a group setting. On our program, they're weighing and they're coming in, but guess what? It's one-on-one, and that's the glory of our program because everything is fused together, and every time it is on a one-on-one basis, whether it's fitness, whether it's meeting their slim coach for their nutrition, everything's accountable. And I think that aspect in itself makes us very unique, and people want that. They want this idea of, how is this going to benefit me? And so, we've put all these things together, and I've watched the industry, and I thought, well, I'm going to take bits and pieces of all these successful franchises out there and meld them into one, and that's exactly what we did. And if you notice Slim and Fit, Slim is first, and, our whole tagline is personal weight loss and fitness. And so we have to understand that that's first and foremost. Weight loss is first and fitness is second because, they've done studies and they actually asked women, who are basically probably 85% of our clientele, by the way, guys, and basically stating that most women really, the only reason why they work out anyway is to lose weight. They really don't want to work out just to, have bigger muscles, let's face it. No, they want to work out because they want to lose weight and get in different size clothes. And that's your marketplace. And like I said, that's never, ever, ever going away in our lifetime. And now kids with childhood obesity is just right around the corner. So we're really poised and I think really primed for this marketplace. So we're pretty happy about this.
Just talk about child obesity. I mean, obviously just, noticing more children being overweight, I guess it's kind of true to a certain extent. Just more kids are just not outside playing more. I guess there's more things to do inside. There's more variety of food and sweets. I guess it just all adds up, and maybe some of it's the parents' fault too. Of course,
obviously the kids emulate the parents, but let's face it. We've got the healthiest thumbs in the world. Our kids play too many. When you and I were young, let's face it. We were out playing till 8 o'clock at night. And, our mothers were home, making dinner. Well, guess what? They don't have that anymore, and that's a vicious dual entity there. And of course, look what it's doing. And so, we are having a childhood obesity problem. And it's worse than that because they've done studies. If your child was born in the year 2000 or above, they're going to have a 1 in 3 chance of getting type 2 diabetes. That is astronomical. That's an epidemic. So do you see where we're going with this? We want personal responsibility. We're saying, look, we're going to help people by coming in, by basically doing these nutritional consultations, by adding, correct products to the mix where we give them the idea that they can actually go out and do this and maintain this lifestyle on their own. And it's just a great program that takes in consideration everything that's happening out there in the real world. But doing it in a systematic format, because, guys, guess what? If it's not done in a systematic format, it's not going to work. And that's why, Jenny Craig, Nutrisystem work, those are great programs. And they work for only one reason, because it's systematic. People want to be told what to do. And so that's what we've done. But think of those great programs, Nutrisystem, Jenny Craig, Weight Watchers, fantastic programs. But guess what? None of them have exercise. Think of all the fitness franchises out there. None of them have nutrition. But with Slim and Fit, we've have the unbeatable combination of those two elements, fitness and weight loss together, and that's where it's going to go. And I'm telling you, we are ready to get America in great shape, and we're excited about this, if you can't tell.
Absolutely.
You brought up an interesting point, Jamie, about people want to lose weight to just look better, feel better, but there's the whole health aspect of it.
Oh my gosh.
Future health. Medical bills. I mean, so that's what's nice about the losing weight and just feeling better about yourself. Just the most important aspect of it all is your overall health in the future.
Don, you've got that right. And here's what's going to happen. And as we baby boomers, we get a little older. What happens is this. Let's face it. We go to the doctor, and after a while, he says, "Okay, Mrs. Jones, guess what? You have high cholesterol, you have high blood pressure, you're borderline type 2 diabetic, so you're on the borderline there, so they give you a couple pills." And you know what that does? It puts fear in the patient. And what happens then, they either have to make a decision. They can live on the medications all their life, or they got to make a lifestyle change. And that's where we come in, because nobody can refute exercise and proper nutrition. Not one, no doctor. And so we actually make strategic alliances with physicians, and that's how we get a lot of our clients. And that's a wonderful thing, trust me.
Yeah.
I was going to say, Jim, you said something interesting. I mean, in the United States, I mean, we're in a crisis right now with all healthcare costs. I mean, it's just totally out of control. So something does have to be done. And there's new laws being passed right now as far as people are going to have to pay more. If they're overweight and things like that. With healthcare costs, there's going to be a soda tax, and just so you really are in the right place at the right time. I mean, it's a big change going on in this country.
It sure is, and the in Washington, what's coming out of there is personal responsibility.
Right.
I hear that word every day.
Exactly.
And so people that have to make a change like that, and basically have to either do it for health reasons or aesthetic reasons, they need to go to places like this and actually get this type of consultation, and again, systematic. And
right.
We take them literally from the grocery store to the dining table to the fitness room. And so it's a lifestyle, and it's not just one workout and you're out the door. So we teach, and we also lead by example, and I think that's a good thing. People know they can trust us because of my experience, and I would never lead them around down a path that I wouldn't go. And so that's disseminates from the top, and that's our organization. It's that type of integrity and validity that comes with our programs.
Looking at the Slim and Fit model I've been looking at for the last couple of weeks, Jamie, I'm impressed that for the investors and entrepreneurs listening who might want to invest in a Slim and Fit, that just to be clear, this is not like a gym where you need hundreds of clients to be successful with this. Having coaches and having this one-on-one service, the systematic approach. Maybe talk about how a franchisee can make money with the franchise.
Oh, gosh. Well, I can tell you, see, if you want to join a gym, go right ahead. To me, those are a dime a dozen. There's no point of differentiation. There's no unique selling proposition in any of those new gyms that are out there. Mm-hmm. That's not what we want to do. We want to basically go in an area that we can service the area by doing these personal workouts as well as personal nutrition coaching. And so we have a Slim coach. We have a fit trainer for them, and that's the key. And so we do not have to have 500 members a year coming through our program. We literally, with 60 to 75 people a year going through our program, you're going to yield great return on your investment, and that's all. And think about it, that's 5 or 6 people a month coming through your program, and I can tell you that's a very, very, very doable number. In fact, that you could probably do the first week or so.
Right.
So that's how crazy it is, and especially with the nutrition end of it. Again, everybody wants to lose weight. When you reach a certain age, I don't care who it is, whether it's 5 pounds or 105 pounds, people want to lose that belly. And so you have to do it one or two ways. I always say your best piece of fitness equipment is your fork and spoon. And
right.
So we teach that, and we teach that, it's the nutrition that's going to be the key. And so our Slim Only program is very successful, and that's not going anywhere soon, because I got to tell you, the idea of including portion control and a lifestyle change, and we give, actually, it's very important from an investment standpoint or franchisee standpoint, is that the counseling is one thing, but we actually have products that are focused on continuity, whether it's shakes or bars or drinks or entrees, and so we have this system down where people enjoy the products and they keep coming back for more. And that, from a business standpoint, makes a lot of sense. So we're not only selling the razors, we're selling the razor blades. And that makes a lot of sense because people love to consume things. In the United States, we're consumers. And that's exactly what happens. And especially when that scale starts budging down, people will take your program and adhere to it and stay focused. And that's a great thing from a business perspective, knowing that you're going to have results based on the physics of the program, but also the idea of this. I always say it's 3 things. It's accountability, there's behavior modification, and there's continuity. And the continuity is the key to the program because they always come back for more products, and that's a great thing.
You also have a patented portion control dish.
I do, Don. I got to tell you, I actually placed this dish with the American Diabetes Association. I've had it for almost 9 years. We've helped over 200 and some thousand people with this dish alone, and we have it in 30 universities. But it allows people to eat whatever they want to do, whenever they want to eat. It doesn't matter. And our whole thing is you don't have to weigh or measure or count your calories. This patented dish will do this for you, and people learn by doing. And, our whole thing is if it fits on the plate, you lose the weight. So
right.
It's even that simple. And so nobody has that but us. And so, it's good to have proprietary products.
And, Marty and I have had a lot of franchises on that. I mean, there's no doubt it's the type of franchise someone can own and kind of feel good about their situation because they're helping people, I guess.
Yes.
There's a good chance people are going to be losing weight. They're going to feel better about themselves, going to be happier, and that just creates a positive atmosphere.
Sure does.
That's a nice, selling point of the franchise.
Oh, gosh, it's very gratifying. Guys, I have to tell you, we've had so many nice testimonials, and people certainly go to slimandfit.com and actually look at, some of the testimonials. And it's very gratifying being an owner of something like that because, you want to see your clients have results because not only, is it good for them, they become a walking billboard for you, literally. And that's how you build your successful program. And I want to tell everybody out there, too, that, I've been in this business 24 years, and I have to tell you, you do not have to be a fitness advocate or a health advocate to own one of these, okay? That's very important to know because everybody says, well, naturally you're going to be successful because you've been in this business a long time. Mm-hmm. But that's not the case. The bottom line is this. Anybody can be a Slim and Fit franchisee. The bottom line is this. They have to have some inner drive, okay? They certainly need to be a self-starter and, basically take calculated risks, but really a strong desire to not work for someone else. And I think that's certainly from an entrepreneurial standpoint is very important to know. But I really want to express the fact that they do not have to be a fitness and health person. They certainly, and believe me, there's hundreds and hundreds of thousands of coaches out there that we can hire, okay? There's a lot of organizations that have certifications that we actually have our trainers here and coaches here that have gone under. And so, I think that's important for a franchisee to know that. And
it's a good point. It's why you franchised it. It's duplicate.
Easily duplicated. Yeah. Yep. So,
Jamie, we have to take a quick break. Are you able to stick around for another segment?
Marty, I'm here with you. I'm great. This is great.
That's fantastic. Looking forward to it. That's great. We'll be right back with more franchise interviews.
Thanks.
Franchise Interviews. For over 2 years now, Franchise Interviews has been giving you an up-close, behind-the-scenes look at franchising and entrepreneurship.
Through our website, franchiseinterviews.com, where you can hear and read interviews as well as get tips from some of the most successful sources in franchising.
And our weekly franchise radio show, where each week you get to hear a new interview with franchisors, franchisees, franchise authors, experts, and attorneys.
And our free franchise newsletter, which is a must-read for anyone looking to buy a franchise.
And don't forget to listen to our podcast, Great Quotes in Franchising. For more information, go to franchiseinterviews.com or call us at 610-905-2919.
That's 610-905-2919. Are you one of those special people who are willing to go after your dreams and goals? Are you ready to fulfill that dream of owning your own business with the security of a proven brand? The opportunity to take control of your future and own a Rita's Italian Ice franchise is within your reach.
Rita's is seeking success-oriented individuals who are ready to make a change in their life, and Rita's offers unparalleled training and support to assure your success. And did you know the frozen treat industry is a recession-proof industry, and there are Rita's in 23 states currently with 540 stores open. Rita's Italian Ice has been around for 25 years and is listed as a top-performing franchise by the Wall Street Journal.
Now here's the really good part. Rita's Italian Ice is a unique and amazing taste treat. It's smoother than a snow cone, and it combines ice with real fresh fruit. The real fruit adds dramatically to the taste, and it comes in over 40 flavors. The ice and fruit are mixed on site and made fresh daily, and it is delicious.
You'll want to know more about this exciting and successful franchise opportunity. Go to www.ownaritas.com and get all your questions answered. That's www.ownaritas.com to take control of your dreams and future today. You don't want to wait any longer to be a part of this adventure. www.ownaritas.com.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Franchise Interviews, where we're asking the Franchipreneur who owns one. I'm your host, Marty McDermott, with my co-host, Don Johnson. And if you've ever dreamed of owning your own business, you've come to the right place. We have a great show today. We're meeting with Jaime Brenkus of the Slim and Fit franchise opportunity. And Jaime is America's premier weight loss coach and fitness trainer. And Jaime, next question I wanted to jump to is a little bit about training. Once someone decides to buy into the franchise system, what goes on after that as far as training?
Marty, that's a great question. And in fact, what we've reserved is actually 5 days up here in Cleveland, meeting myself and Lydia, our product developer, and then certainly 5 days at the opening. And so really, they're going to get enough training. And the nice thing about this, guys, there's really not a lot of bells or whistles. It's not a high technical program. Right. It's basically if you can if you can follow a system and you can actually smile and greet people and literally have the integrity to treat people good, that's all you have to do in this type of business. Because we'll show you how to of course be a slim coach and a fit trainer. That's not a hard thing to teach, trust me. But the idea of the intrinsic value of actually wanting to help somebody is what we really are looking for. And I'll tell you, I don't know if you can teach that in 5 days. I think you really want to have that heart to really help people. But really the training is going to be great because there's two things. Because of my video background, a lot of the information once after 5 days are up is that we're going to put this on our website, and the franchisee will have access to these little vignettes of our business procedures, our sales, our marketing, some nutritional tidbits, our fitness tidbits. So they're going to have constant reinforcement from us as a franchisor. That's very important because I've seen a lot of franchises really struggle because they have no support to their franchisees, and I think that's a sin. That's a shame. And, so I realize this as a business owner, as a franchise owner, say, look, you know what, I'm not in the fitness business. I'm in the franchise business. I've got to make sure that my franchisees are happy. And if, the idea is I can't be, in 1,000 places at once. However, I can certainly teach somebody the business by videos. And they're going to get snippets of videos every week. And great stuff. And then they archive them, and they always go back to that. Of course, along with the manuals, but people can adjust to videos really quickly. And
absolutely.
So it's kind of nice. And I think people have to understand too. They're really, with this type of business, they're capturing two industries for the price of one. And I think that's really important to know. You're not in the fitness business, and you're not in the in the nutrition business. You're in the weight loss business, and adding both for the price of one. And I'll tell you, that's a great thing to be involved with because I don't know where you're going to go and get two businesses for the price of one.
True.
This day.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and I like what you said too, Jaime, about there's not a lot of bells and whistles. I find that from all my experience that this is what makes the best types of franchise systems. The ones that are complicated and there are a lot of bells and whistles. That's where it gets confusing for the franchisee.
Oh my gosh.
So
and
I like
too,
that.
And the other thing is, I think people have to understand, if you want to go own a gym with 15,000 square feet, God bless you, I don't want that overhead, and I don't want my franchisees to have that overhead. We can literally run this business 1,600 square feet, which is just phenomenal because, there's low overhead. I believe in keeping low overhead. You don't have to extend yourself for this, and I think that's a real key, especially nowadays. I mean, having a low entry point, too, is another factor. The idea of we can get in our Slim and Fit Express model for as low as $49,000, and with really, I think, a super fast return on investment because our overhead is low, and that's really important to know. With a potential franchisee because They don't have to spend $250,000 to go get an SBA loan. No. This is a low point of entry. You don't have to have a lot of capital up front, and I think that's attractive.
And you brought up an interesting point, Jamie. I think this has so much add-on service potential to existing businesses who might want to add another service to their already existing business. Maybe talk about that a little bit, some of the industries that might want to add on a Slim and Fit.
Oh, my gosh, Don, a great point. And I have to tell you, think about this, guys. We want to have a built-in business situation. We can go to physicians, chiropractors, physical therapists, beauty salons, day spas, all these places that actually have a lot of our clientele anyway. That's who we actually would feel would be very attractive for additional income, another profit center. Because here's the way, and I've approached a lot of these companies saying, look, your existing client base right now is going somewhere else for their weight management. Trust me, I know. It's not a $75 billion industry for nothing. Right. So we know that. And so we're saying for our Slim and Fit Express models, you only need 200 square feet, and literally it can be utilized in a space that's is really 10 by 20. Right. And the fact is, now you've got an additional profit center for a built-in client base. And I'll tell you, that's a very attractive situation for those type of organizations.
Right, because in good times or bad times, businesses should always be strategizing and looking for other income streams. And, the key to business success is diversifying. I think that has so much potential of an existing business adding on this service. It just makes a lot of sense. Like you said, they already have the clients there who are going elsewhere, so why not they just keep that business?
Oh, and I think I think intuitively those kind of companies or organizations like physicians or chiropractors or physical therapists, they know that the weight loss industry remains a strong business segment, and it's continuing to grow larger every year. So if they don't hop on that, it's going to pass them by. Why not take advantage of that? Their client base is going somewhere else. They might as well keep them in-house.
I agree.
So that's an exciting. Our Express program, I think, is even more exciting because you don't need a lot of square feet. It's an existing facility, built-in client base, and it's systematic. They don't have any really. It could be a very passive, hands-off form of a franchise for them.
What about a typical day, Jamie? How would you describe, for the franchisee when they join board, what would the typical day be like, if there is such a thing anyway?
Well, Marty, it is. The bottom line is we've really got two programs going out. We've got a Slim-only program for people who just want to come in for the diet end of it, and they meet with their Slim coach once a week. We give them what we call a 4-2 plan. Our 4-2 plan is great because they get 4 meal supplements for the day, and then they get 2 regular meals with our portion control plate, and that's how they see results. They come once a week. They literally, it's almost like a grocery store. They order their meals or their shakes or their bars, and they take it home with them for the next week. So Slim only is one portion of our day. Of course, we have our Slim and Fit customers as well, which of course they meet with a fit trainer 1, 2, 3 times a week, and that's great for an hour, by the way. And so really there's 2 things. You certainly work in the business, but then, of course, a lot of the day is spent working on the business. Right. And that means going to make strategic alliances with outside sources that have these type of client base, whether, again, it is physicians or chiropractors. Like even today, I'm going to a company called AGM Physical Therapy where we've got 2 posters going up in their facility. We've formed an alliance with them. And you know what it cost me? $24 for the posters, guys. And I can tell you it's going to be priceless. Perfect example. We've got a nutrition place down not even a mile from here where they offer food for families. They basically have, it's called Super Suppers, which is a franchise, by the way. Right. And I got to tell you, I aligned with them, and they sent 8,000. They've got an 8,000 database in their database. And guess what? After aligning with them, we ended up sending the email out, mass email. We ended up getting 8 clients from that. It doesn't sound like a lot, but it was almost $20,000 to me, and it cost me nothing. So that's how we make these alliances, and that's a portion of my day is spent making alliances because, boy, that makes a lot of sense. It cost me nothing, and I grossed over $20,000.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And by the way, the quality of the meals are. I know a couple of people who are on the plan. It's not like you have to force yourself to.
Oh, right.
For the food. I mean, it's quality tasting food.
Oh gosh, guys, they had to make it tasty because if it doesn't taste good, nobody's going to buy it the second time around.
True.
And you're right, and we're seeing great results with the program because you know what? It's calorie controlled. But here's the thing, from a franchisee standpoint, they don't even have to think about it. These programs are all prepackaged. They're all done for you. You're literally just administering them and facilitating the Slim Coach sessions, and that's it. This method, the methods are already finished. And so it's, like I said, systematic, but it has to taste good, and that's the key. And they'll keep coming back for more, guys.
Absolutely. Jamie, we have about 60 seconds. What's the best way for our listeners to get more information on becoming a franchisee? Is there any websites or phone numbers they can call?
Sure, guys. They certainly can go to our slimandfit.com website.
Okay.
There's numbers there they can certainly call. And also, if they just want to talk to me, I can certainly field any call. And certainly, that's probably a good first place to start. It's actually 440-352-4300, guys. That's 352-4300, 440 area code. And I'd be happy to speak with anybody. I'm passionate about this, guys, because I know what I've got here. Like I said, I had a pulse on the industry with 8-minute abs, and now I've got a heartbeat that's really pumping right now because I see what the industry has done, and we have a proven process that produces results. And that means results from a fiscal standpoint as well. Fiscal fitness, guys. Fiscal fitness. That's what we're talking about.
I want to thank you again, Jamie. You've been an incredible guest, and I'd love to have you
Marty.
back in 2010.
Thanks,
Sounds
Jamie.
good.
You did a great job. Excellent.
Thanks, Don.
Wow, great show, huh, Don?
Yeah.
See you guys.
I feel, just so motivated just talking to him. I mean, it's just, you can see this is going to be very big.
It's going to be big time, and he knows what he's doing, obviously. It's a needed service. He has all his ducks in line, so to speak, and, this is definitely one of these franchises we definitely have to have back on.
Absolutely. I mean, you just talk about experience. I mean, one of the things, and you do the same thing, when someone asks you what advice, would we give to an aspiring entrepreneur looking to buy a franchise, I always say, look towards the experience of the founder of the company. I mean, he's been doing this for 24, 25 years now, putting this whole system together. So a lot of thought and experience is involved in creating this. And he used that powerful word, system, It's so important. Look towards the system. So, and he was mentioning there's not a lot of bells and whistles. I think that's so important when we're talking about franchising. So,
simplicity and the statistics are staggering. It all favors the eventual slim and fit franchisee, so it's very exciting.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I'm very impressed, having him on the show. I mean, when I was researching, I said, wow, this makes sense. But just having him on the show, I mean, incredible,
Definitely.
So did a great job. So did a good job today, Don. And for our listeners, thanks for listening. And go to franchiseinterviews.com. Go to gofranchise.com, franchisefunding.net. And we're just 2 shows away, Don, from our 150th show. So congratulations on that. You did a great job for 3 years, and hopefully we'll do it another 3 years.
Definitely. Very excited about where the show's going and coming up on our 150th. You have a great day, Marty.
You too, Don. Take care. Thanks, everyone, for listening.